In a house so loud, 3 boys running around. A baby girl so sweet, life's a hectic beat. Welcome back.
We're back again.
To our lovely chaos.
The chaos is lovely.
Today, we are recording on actual time that we usually do, so be quiet, guys. But today's episode is communication. And we have talked about communication, but I think we've talked about it as a factor in a relationship. But this is communication, the key to every connection. Damn, that sounds nice. Yeah. Okay. So basically, communication is one of the most powerful skills we can develop, right? It like influences every relationship we have with our partner, with our children, with our family, with our friends, with our coworkers, with our clients, and even the relationships we have with ourselves. Because honestly, that's...
our thoughts.
Yeah, our thoughts, how we communicate.
We do talk to ourselves.
And that I just figured out a lot more this week when I was just like, nope, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. And you guys, the outcomes have been very impressive and overwhelming for sure. So whether you're experiencing communication like problems in love or at work or with your family, your kids, this might be the right episode for you today, you know. So the way that, you know, communication is a great way of, you know, resolving conflicts, leading a team, setting boundaries, and communication is at the center of it all at the end of the day. So that's why we're gonna get into this today.
Let's get into it, yeah.
So do you think that communication is something that every human should master before anything else?
Yes.
Any other skill that they have?
I mean, yes, because obviously the first thing we do to communicate, like, to our parents or anything is through language, right?
And I think, like, even as a child, like,
that's what
we're
I'm saying.
taught, I mean...
So we do, obviously, communication is important, but what we're trying to say is actually keep an open line of communication.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, everybody communicates. The only difference is...
how they don't continue.
They don't continue to communicate. It's as simple as like, hey, let's make plans. Oh, you know what? We're gonna change the location to where we're meeting.
Yeah. Or, hey, I told you we were gonna hang out tomorrow. You know what? Change your plans. It's not happening anymore. Don't let me know 5 minutes before I'm gonna, you know, take off on my car. Like, hey, that's the plan. Like, it's like, what? Unless obviously there's emergency.
I'm 5 minutes away. Oh, snaps! I forgot I had a meeting. I can't like, meet you up with you today. And so you made me drive all the way over here.
Basically, it's happened to Eric a few times.
Yeah, a few times
with signings, and I think that's where we learned that communication is a big part of us. Obviously, since we are children, we communicate what we want, our feelings, our questions is also a way of communication. You know, our kids have questions all the time, so that's also a way of like communicating. But I think communicating is more than just speaking to each other. You know, it's also listening, understanding, and being present. So what do we mean by that, right? Like, basically, a lot of people say, well, I'm a good communicator, and at the next thing you know, it's like, oh, so, you know, we're talking about something. They're like, oh, I don't know. Like, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, it's because we haven't talked about that. And I'm like, it's your son's birthday, or like it's your cousin. Like, you should know these things because it's like important, right? And like, you should be communicating these type of things with like your partner or like a family member or whatever it is. Your
mom, your dad, your sister, your brother.
Yeah, so
your best friend or something.
And that goes back to like even listening, you know, like make sure you listen when communicating. So let's just say that, you know, we have plans. And
I mean, I have a perfect example. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. But there's been times where I'm just like... This
episode has ended right now. Just kidding.
Episode over.
Click. Just kidding. Go ahead. Put me on blast.
It's like...
wouldn't be the first time.
I forgot what was it. It was literally like just yesterday.
Oh! And the worst part, yesterday.
Yeah, or 2 days ago.
Okay, guys. In my defense, I've been extremely busy, like, in my head. But extremely busy with so many things that I have to do.
She has been multitasking, doing a lot of things behind the scenes.
He's like, I just told you this yesterday. And I'm like, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm always on top of stuff. Like,
and it's funny because it's like I tell her something. I'm like, hey, what was it that I even talked about? I don't know. I think it was like some post. No.
Yeah, it was like something about the mundial.
Something
like
about the
soccer.
mundial or something like that. And then it was it could be an example like, Gilberto Moras went to, I don't know, to go play for, I don't know, say Europe or something. Mm-hmm. And she was like, okay. And then the next day, she was like, hey, did you see Gilberto Mora is going to go play for in Europe? I'm like, girl, I literally just told you that yesterday.
And you know, and I was like, what, you did? And it freaked me out a little because I'm not that type of person to, like, forget, right? Or, like, to... But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we need to be understanding, listen, and be present. Why? Because that's the only way you're going to succeed, not only in your relationship but at work, or
any relationship,
in any relationship,
a work relationship,
even with your kids, right? Like, you need to listen to their needs as well. That doesn't mean you're gonna do everything that they are telling you that they need, because obviously some things are just like not even like they're not.
Sometimes they're not even needs; they're just wants.
Not needs; they're just wants. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, we gotta be that type of people where, like, we're communicating in order to accomplish all that we want in this life, and it starts there by listening, understanding, and being present. And we all have our opinions. Let's start by there too. We all have our opinions. So if you're having a conversation with somebody and you two totally are not on the same page, that doesn't mean sit there and argue with people. Just listen, understand, unless it's something you're very, very strongly passionate about, which has to be something, you know. And
you can easily just be like, hey, you know what, I can't continue this conversation, not because I don't
always
I don't want to listen to what you're saying, it's just I don't want, you know. Like, some people even say that, like, I don't want to continue arguing. Yeah. Because it's crazy. Some people.
Yeah.
You know.
Or sometimes I'll be like, okay, we'll agree to disagree. Or be like, oh yeah. Or I'm one to be like, totally understand, totally respect, but that's just not me. And we move on to the next thing that we might be talking about, right?
Yeah.
And it's great. And I think that has gotten us where we are at today, me professionally and whatever I'm doing, and you too in your work of field that you do, because the way we communicate and the way we understand other people's mindsets has allowed us to create those relationships.
We're, as a couple and as people individually, are very accepting. Yes. There's certain things that we probably don't agree with, but we won't tell you, like, hey, I mean, we will say, be like, hey,
that we don't agree, but we
don't agree, but we won't be like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
Yeah, because on it, I think there's always two sides to the story. So, like, how I can be correct, you can be correct. It just depends on the situation. It depends on the way we're looking at it.
So what is their point of view?
Their point of view, and it's okay. You know, it's just we gotta live in a world where we respect each other in that sense, right?
It's like if you're looking at a sign, but you're looking at a different angle. Everybody has a different angle of it, and they don't fully see the full picture. Exactly.
You know, everybody interprets art in a different way. Like paintings, that's what art is. You get to interpret art in the way that you think. Just when we thought we were safe. Come here, mamas. So we are okay with living life and communicating in that sense, and we are really good at that, right? Like we're really good at respecting others and respecting their beliefs and their thoughts, and that comes with communication. Communicating, like, this and that, blah blah, respect it, cool, okay, we can be friends. You know, that doesn't mean sit there and argue with somebody, because that's not good communication, guys.
Yeah, because we also sit there
unless
and
you're
listen.
A lawyer. Unless you're a lawyer, then by all means go for it. So how your tone, body language, and nonverbal cues often speak louder than words. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can pretend to sit there and actually listen, but if your face says otherwise, obviously they're gonna. Because I am I'm a perfect example of that sometimes when I really don't like agree, or there's something said that I don't really
you can totally tell he's not agreeing with his eyes.
Yeah. I make faces without, I mean, I realize it, but I try to hold it back, but they still show up. They still really do. It's
which he's gotten better.
I've gotten way better,
thank God. But yeah, our tones in our body, and we go
like
back
you can
to
see in my face. It's like I'm saying like, what the like it just with my face, like I'm not even moving my mouth, but like that's
his facial expression.
My facial expression, there we go,
says it all, you know. And so we get to a point where we have to learn how to communicate as well with our body and our tone and everything else. So one of my things is when I'm talking to somebody, and it's happened to me, I'm talking to somebody and I can literally know that they're listening to me. Like, you know when you're listening to somebody but you're not understanding, and I can tell that they're just there listening to me, and I rather than be like, hey,
can you explain
to me, or hey, I don't know, or maybe you don't want to talk to me, and it's fine, you know, but don't sit there and pretend to talk to me, because then that almost becomes like a false communication, and that tells me a lot about a person, a lot about a person's character, because I'm one to like start a conversation, but I'm not gonna keep pushing the conversation. Yeah. If I feel like you don't want to talk to me. Yeah, if you're not listening, you know? You're actually listening. And that's communication, and that's your body language. So always be aware of your body language and how you're communicating in that sense, because it could make you or break you in a lot of places. And I mean, if we're here to talk about communications and keys and how to succeed with communication, that's like a big key, guys. Like, especially in like industries where like people read you like like you're transparent, you know. And so, you know, you've seen it happen in your line of work, and I have too. And like I said,
it's literally how you present yourself. And obviously, if you're, I mean, what is it? First impressions do matter. And then, I mean, with me at least, also, I know for sure, like, once, like, if it's just, you know, to try to get personal, it takes a lot to actually get to know the real me, because I'm very guarded at first, but once I start letting you in, it's like I'm a completely different person.
Yeah, like, you guys, I still haven't broke him totally in through this podcast. He's still holding a lot of things.
I am, yeah.
But it's okay. We're gonna ease him in, because if I was just let him, you know, rip one, like, and beat himself.
I'm not farting, guys.
No, but like
you rip one,
you know. No, like, he is a little too honest to.
Yeah, I can't.
Which sometimes it's good, like I said, but sometimes it's not. But back to communication and how we use it. So today we came to the conclusion that communication is very important, because
okay, not the conclusion, because obviously we know communication is important.
We came to the conclusion that communication is everything. Literally, like, guys, there's projects I've been working on where communication has been horrible, and it's affected the project overall, right? Like, we're running around in the last few hours before, you know, the show starts, running around like headless chickens, because the communication wasn't there since the beginning, which could have been, it was as simple as a text, a response, a short email, anything, right? But because people are having such a short attention spam, I don't know what it is.
I mean it's understandable. Like, certain things you can be busy with, like outside projects or work, but with something like that, this is really important for the type of project that it's supposed to be. It should be given a little bit more focus.
Yeah.
And so it should have been there should have been more communication for sure.
Yeah. And so like we came to the, like I said,
realization
conclusions today, and I was like, you know what, I've noticed that.
Well, it was more than just that. There was more things that happened. Yeah.
And I'm like, I've come to the conclusion where communication is big, and I see it all the time, and I hear it all the time. Like, you know, like my relationship at work sucks because nobody knows how to communicate, or like communicate their feelings or their thoughts in a professional way, in a way that it's, you know, respectful. It's no hate, only love. And yeah, like it makes your life even harder because you're trying to communicate things that maybe the other person doesn't even care about.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like we were talking earlier, you know, at you as a notary, like they've loved you.
I have to get communication has to be strong with me and with the people that give me the signings and the signers, because, well, the one thing that we need to do is get these things signed, but if we don't communicate where we're supposed to meet, how are we going to get these things signed?
And getting back that information to the people on top, which is escrow, you know, like it's very important. So they were telling him, like, you know, it's so funny that we have all these other basically notaries.
Oh, I was like, I didn't know what
where you were heading.
Where you were heading. Yeah, but yeah, I went to this office to pick up my payment. You know what I'm saying? And basically she's like, hey, so how's it going out there? I was like, well, I mean, I've been pretty busy, you know, thank the Lord type of thing. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, well, we'll hit you up because right now it's up and down. I was like, all right, yeah, no, it's weird because, you know, I'm over here talking about like the market. I'm sorry. Yeah. The whole point.
So market is like, doing great, guys.
The whole point is that she's like, yeah, we'll definitely hit you up because obviously you're our favorite notary. I'm like, oh, really? Hey, you're not the only one, so thank you. Yeah, I have like, I don't know. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5, like 5 offices that use me full time. Like I'm their go-to notary. And she's like, yeah, you should. I mean, you're always very responsive and you communicate. I mean, you're just good at what you do. I'm like, I know, thank you. And then I was like, hey, so some people really don't respond. She's like, nope. We text them and no answer. I'm like, what? Like, not even like, hey, I'll be busy. I'm busy. Like, I'll call you back. She's like, nope, they take forever, maybe like a day or two, and then they try to want to get more work from us, but we don't because they don't respond.
Like, you need to respond. You need to communicate. You need to be actively communicating, listening, and being present, because that will burn bridges for you, and you will end up having no work and not like succeeding. In my case, when I get messages or calls, if I can't answer right away, I'll send a text, be like, hey, I'll call you back. Or if they like say, or for some reason, like what it happened to me one time where I did get a message, but I didn't see it because I had to go to the West Valley Detention Center, the jail. And here in Ontario, Rancho. I don't know. I don't really know.
So I was out for like, I think it was like 2 hours. I don't even know the
difference probably between jail and big jail. Whatever it's called.
It was jail in prison.
I know.
But I went to the jail. Kidding. And I think I was gone for like an hour because I couldn't take my phone. Yeah. And when I got back to the car, I saw that I was messaged. I was like, oh crap! So I called her. I was like, hey, sorry, I was in the jail. I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I know it happens sometimes. Obviously I wasn't in jail, but I was in jail. I've been there like what?
Get it.
3 times.
Get to the point.
Well, the point is like, hey, I got back to him, but I explained like I didn't answer right away because obviously I didn't have my phone. So yeah, it's being able to communicate is very important.
No, yeah, I that's why I thought about, hey, that's gonna be our episode today, because I think I'm like over the fact that people are lacking that in every aspect of their lives.
And like another example today, like we asked for one of our babysitters, like, hey, would you be able to come tomorrow? It's like, oh no, I have this plan I gotta go do.
And I'm like, oh.
It's like, oh, okay. But she's like, okay, let me call to see.
Let me verify.
Let me verify. And then she calls back.
She's like, oh, apparently we're not going out anymore. And I'm like, seriously? Like, I was over here already not stressing, but I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? I have things to do tomorrow that are very important, blah blah blah. So like, that communication, it's very important, because it doesn't only affect those that are like not communicating, but those around them, you know. And even your communication with yourself, we just talked about that, right? We're big believers of, you know, what is it called, self-growth and motivating each other's and like ourselves. Like, I think that's one of the biggest parts of communicating with yourself and being truthful to yourself, is understanding that is also important for you to communicate. When things don't feel right, communicate with yourself. Your body does it all the time. What makes you think that your thoughts should not be communicating with yourself, right? So in order to succeed, in order to grow, in order to heal, in order to whatever title you want to add to what you're trying to accomplish in the next few years, to be that higher self of you, like, you need to communicate with those around you as well, by creating maybe boundaries, creating them understanding that, you know, you have changed to who you are today. And it took us a long time to do that with others, because we felt guilty to be like, hey, we can't go here because we have something. And it almost sounded like we weren't able to communicate our boundaries. Like, we almost felt like, oh, they're gonna snobby, like, oh, now they're important. No, not that, oh, now we're important. No, we are important, first of all. Second of all, it's like, no, we're communicating this with you guys because it's not what it used to be. But we're hoping you'll understand, and, like, you know, you'll still love us, even though we can't be there as often as we used to. But we're communicating that part of us, right? And so that's when you start to create, you know, your own boundaries, I guess you can say, in a way, and also making your own the communicating with yourself, like, hey, this is what's best for me. This is what I need in order to be happy. Like, this is what I need in order
this is what I need help in. Yeah, because a lot of people assume that they're gonna they try to help you in a way they think is helpful. But when in reality, too. It's not, for sure.
That it's a big one. Like, we're like, we would feel like we won't mention names, you know,
but like, okay, perfect example with me and you. Like, I used to think I was helping you.
That's what I meant. We weren't gonna say names, but I'm just kidding. I guess we're not anonymous. Go ahead. Just throw all my secrets out there.
It's like when we're getting ready to go out, and she's getting ready, and I'm over here trying to help her get ready. Not help her, obviously, like by doing her hair or anything, but like planchando ropa for her or whatever. She's like, but then she gets upset with me. She's like, hey, help me with the kids. Don't help me with the kids. Like, get them ready. Yeah. And stuff like that.
Because, like, he literally
would get in her way,
you know, planchando, or like he'd be like ironing clothes, like doing like things that I could do within seconds, and it takes him like hours. And
tampoco.
we can start what is it, a vlog about that, and we can do a competition and we'll see. But anyway,
well, obviously you're gonna win, but I don't take hours.
That's what I meant to say. And so then, you know, the kids are running around making more mess than they already are. So by the time he's done ironing, I'm like, the house is a mess, and then I have to go back and clean the whole entire house. And it's like, dude, no, just help me with them. Like, keep them in you know, in order until I'm
keep
done.
Them in order.
And that way, like, the house stays clean. Like, it's almost like you're my eyes right now. You know, you sit there and you watch them like a bodyguard. And you tell them not to do this, not to do that, and whatnot, right? And for a long time, it took me to communicate, because I was expecting for him just to kind of know.
But yeah, how am I supposed to know, and so, without being...
Yeah, so communicating was affecting both of us, because I was stressing.
Not communicating, sorry.
it was affecting me because I was stressing, thinking about why isn't he going and doing something with the kids. But I should have known that I should have communicated that thoughts and feelings to him in order for him to help me, you know, and me succeed in the fact of me getting ready, getting to places on time, getting more things done without it feeling like a burden or like, oh my god, here we go again with this whole chaos, you know. Lovely chaos, right? But it's like you learn that communication is important, like I said. And even in like your work field, or like with your friends, or like, you know, maybe you don't want to continue being the party animal, you know, you're surrounding, and like, how do you communicate that?
It's like when we
There's
stopped
always
drinking.
ways.
Yeah, I mean, we'll drink here and there, but we used to drink a lot. But then we just said, no, you know what? Let's not drink as much anymore. So we like literally stopped cold turkey. Yeah. And every time they would have like a party or a get together, it's like, hey, let's drink. And we're like, nope, we're not trying to drink. And then they're still trying to like force, not really force, but more.
But we were being judged, let's say it. We were being judged, extent, or we were being like, you're like, yeah, right. And I'm like, yeah. And it would make me feel more empowered to actually say and stand like with my word and be like, no, I'm not drinking. Why? Because it made me realize the power I had within myself. Like, I don't have to do it. I don't have to give in. I don't have to do what other people say. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing that does not make me feel content with myself. And I had to communicate that to everybody. People thought I was crazy. I mean, people still think I'm crazy because like the things that I do, the way I live life.
Like when she graduated, you know? They're like, oh, you're really not gonna drink? You graduated. I
was like, no, I don't want to, you know. And so my mind is just on a different mindset, and it's really hard. It's really hard to, you know, sometimes communicate those to those around you, but you must do it, you know. So with that, how important, or I guess you could say the impact that communicating how positive self-talk shapes confidence and resilience?
Because I mean, you have to communicate to yourself that, like, because whatever your mindset is, that's how your outcome's gonna be. So if you talk to yourself negative, your day's gonna be negative.
And I'm gonna ask you this because I feel like you've been like the blueprint
so good
of that. And
not a blueprint. I've been more.
You are the.
No, hold on.
What is it?
Because I'm not the blueprint. Because I used to be very negative. I used to.
So what do you call it now?
A success story.
Okay, he is a success story.
Yeah, because I used to be very negative. And he is
the proof that if you change your mindset, it would change your life. Like, he's realizing it.
It's funny because I've always known, but I was never able to actually do it. Like, I would start doing it, but then just the negative kept coming.
The negative of
like, I would start my day, wake up positive and be like, okay, I'm gonna be positive today. But then somehow the negatives just started taking over. The negative thoughts kept taking over my brain, type of thing.
It was intense. Like, it was to a point where I'm like, dude, you're like the smartest guy in the room, and you're acting like you're the dumbest part. Like, literally, why? I have no idea.
Well, okay, tampoco, no.
Not that you were actually acting dumb, but you felt that in your thoughts.
No, I never thought I was dumb. It's just I never thought I was good enough, capable. Yeah. So I didn't think I deserved it. It's not the same. I never thought I was dumb. Okay. To better clarify what you're trying to say is I was being dumb. But I didn't think I was dumb. I just didn't think I was capable. That I deserved it.
That sounds like a math problem. I don't want to resolve it.
Well, good thing we don't have to.
No, we don't. So, yeah, I mean, I've always been a positive person. As long as I can remember. That doesn't mean...
Except when she gets sick.
Hey, that's what I say. That doesn't mean I am human. That I don't have my negative thoughts of communication towards myself, because we're all humans. let's clarify that beforehand. But I'm such a positive person in every way that even when I know I'm in the darkest thoughts of my life, I'm still telling myself positive thoughts, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm telling myself, yeah, I'm probably dying, but no, you're gonna survive this. You cannot die because of this and that, right? Like, even though I'm not dying, but I'm telling myself that there's
literally what she thinks, though.
Yeah, like I used to, not no more. So it gets to that point. So same thing, right? Like, it's like, oh, like I'm so tired, and then I'll be like, no, I'm full, I'm resilient, I am, I am superwoman, I am strong, I am powerful, I am all this. So like at the same time, I'm telling myself all these positive, I'm communicating to my thoughts like, that's not what it is, that's not the reality of your life, right? And so we go back to like when people say like, your reality is what you speak into existence, right? So communication, the earth wants you to communicate to it what you want from it, what God wants to hear from you, what you really want. And I remember my grandma when I was little, when she told me, and I'll never forget it, that she told me, I forgot what it was, but I was just a child, maybe like 8-9 years old, and I remember her telling me, mija, whatever you ask God, as long as you ask it with all your heart, con todo el corazón, it will, like, Diosito te lo va a dar. Y yo, what does that mean? Like as a child, you don't really understand, but you understand. And so then I started doing that. Like literally, like when you really, really want something, or you like go deep in your heart, and then you're like, okay, God, this is what I really, really want. Me. Yeah, and that's how I got him. And it happens. That's not going to happen overnight. But you have communicated to the universe, to God, to whatever you guys believe in. You have now communicated like, hey, this is what I need from you, this is what I want, and you will receive it back. Maybe not the way you want it. That's why you have to be very clear how you communicate it. But you have to do that. Like today I took the kids to the park, and long story short, I grounded myself and I went into the grass and I spoke to nature, to Mother Nature, to the universe, and I was like, I've been really like overwhelmed, all these things that I'm working on. Can I literally give you this energy and you give it to who really needs it? And I swear to God, all day I spent just sleeping. Like I hadn't been able to I can always sleep, but I slept, and I was just like, why am I so sleepy? And usually I get sleepy before TMI, my period. Like that's just a given. He already knows I'm gonna get my period because I sleep like literally standing up. So I knew that it was
she sleeps no matter what.
Yeah,
she's a sleeper.
Yeah, so I knew in that moment the universe took it, and I assigned it, like give it to somebody that needs it, because just because you're holding in that energy, that doesn't mean it's a bad energy. It's just overload. It's kind of like cuando la batería tiene mucho, like it's an overload, right? And then it like it's not gonna explode, but it's the same thing, but it needs it in order to function. So there's some people that actually need that overload to do certain things in life, but I didn't need it, so I sent it out to the universe, to somebody that did need it. Point being, I communicated that to the universe. So I think communication is one of the most powerful things you can learn in life, besides anything else that, any other skill you can acquire beforehand. And because that's only going to make you succeed with, like I said, those around you, the way you communicate, the way you set boundaries, the way, you create a life with somebody. That's so important, guys. Like I cannot stress enough, marriage communication should be like the sex you have daily. Like it should be on fucking point. Like there should not be any mistakes on that. I mean, there will be mistakes, but like you should, you need to be on it, and like know that you need to work on it. Yeah, perfect it, make it better, become more connected, that when you guys speak, it doesn't feel like a war, but it feels more like you're talking to somebody that you know, your best friend, or like, you know, your buddy, or like your counselor, your therapist. Like, I honestly, if I talk to Eric, I feel like I'm like when I'm going through something, I feel like I'm talking to literally my therapist. I mean, he never talks to me because he just keeps everything inside. We're still trying to, you know, open that ketchup bottle, but like,
does it bang my head against the counter from Friends?
From Friends. I'm gonna start banging his head against the counter. You know, he's not like that, but he's gotten better. But what I mean, like, I feel like even when he tries to talk to me about certain things, like, even if it's a little chisme, he feels good, like, talking to me. Like, it doesn't feel like, you know, we're gonna be judged. Like, we're really, like, really good at it.
And the reason sometimes that I don't communicate is just I'm not a good storyteller.
Because I need him to tell me. I just need you to tell me.
Again, sometimes I do say certain things and it doesn't come out right, and you're like, oh, that's it. Because sometimes I say things not because like there's not more to say. It's just I make it sound like there's more when that's it.
Yeah, you know that's true. Yeah.
So that's why I like suck at like communicating. And besides Libras,
yes, I'm one of those that believe in horoscopes, but Libras are, I think, one of the most overthinking thinking people out there. Like, they will overthink.
Yeah, because we weigh the pros and the cons.
The socks that they're wearing for the day, if it's gonna be too hot or they're gonna be perfect for just the type of weather it is today. I'm just like, they look cute. Okay, we're going. Like, that's as much as I overthink my socks, right? No, he will overthink his socks. So yeah, like, it's just two different worlds. But even then, like I said, we respect each other to the point that we can have a communication. And if we're not agreeing on something, we sit down and talk about it, and we find a solution, and we fix it. And I think that's what it's making us even greater at succeeding at a lot of things in different industries that we've been in, because we haven't just been in one industry. It's because we've learned how to communicate with each other, and you know, we take that as a tool out into the world and whatnot. So do you think communication also impacts our mental and emotional well-being, like, overall?
Yeah
How?
It does, because again, I mean, I could go back, like, at least communication with yourself.
Professional and mental health.
Communication with yourself is obviously, if you're negative, you're gonna be negative.
How do you think that?
If you're positive, obviously you're gonna be positive.
Okay, how do you think communication helps our well-being or mental state as parents?
Same thing, being positive versus negative. Yeah.
Because I'm still struggling with that. I'm just like, I mean,
yeah, because I mean, obviously it's a hard one.
Because I try to tell them, keep the house clean, and they ain't fucking, sorry for my language, they ain't getting it. They're like, oh, she said throw everything on the floor. Okay. Like, and I mean, I understand from like a 2-year-old. I understand from like a 5-year-old, but an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, I'm starting to have difficulty communicating with them. So if you guys have any like tips right there, they're good. They're not evil. But just that, guys, like I'm like, you guys know your obligations, and you guys are kind of lacking. But I think,
okay, I mean, there's sometimes that we do expect them to do that, but we're not always on top of it. But like, we do tell them, and if we don't go check,
that's why. But like today, I told them, I also think it's because they are taken care of by other people, so not that it's their fault, but the responsibilities are different wherever they go. So like if they go to your mom's, the responsibilities are different, and like let's say they're there 1-2 days, they come back, they think like, oh, like we don't have responsibilities, right? Because it's not the same house. Yeah. And so same thing if they go to my parents, like they come back and they think like, you know, they're living their best lives.
But see, that's my point though. Here we do tell them, but if we don't, I mean, they're still at the age where we have to go retrace their steps type of thing, and if we don't check if it's done or not,
so it's my fault. My communication is lacking that I don't go check.
Unfortunately, yeah, because mine too, because I'm guilty of that.
Okay, so tomorrow we start with that, guys. So if you want to check up on me in the next few days and see how it went,
because there is no
really
bad kids.
It.
There is no bad kids. It's just
there's no
the
bad
parents
kids.
that are either there or not there. Ones. You know. Well, I mean, what do they for? Where do they learn? You know, certain things or.
I agree with you on that one. It's on us and how we raise them. And then there's those kids that are just like super organized. Like, and the thing is that Iker is one of them, and lately he's just been, I don't know if it's a change of hormones, I don't know if it's a change of, I don't know, he's becoming a little like, I don't care. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, so yeah, we're working on that in our communication with the children, so finally, let's just talk professional. Communication is known to be one of the most valuable in like any professional field out there. But what other skill do you think goes hand by hand with communication? Hand in hand with communication?
I have no idea. I mean, I've never thought of
Really?
Really, yeah.
I always think it's probably like what is it? Problem solving in communication. Like, I feel if you can't communicate, you can't solve problems. Like,
well, obviously,
like you have to have those two in a way. I don't want to say master, but like, have a good communication skill in order to have good problem solving skill. Because in order to solve a problem, you got to communicate with the two parties that you're trying to solve the problem, right? And then how do you go from that? And then you got to communicate that to whoever is gonna make all that work and resolve the problem. So I think those two things go hand in hand, and once you learn those two things, then you're bound to succeed in any professional field. Everything else, I feel like it's something that can be taught, but those two things, if you don't know how to do them in your home, with those around you, with your family, with your with your children, with your partner, then it's really hard to have great communication overall. So
agreed.
Yeah, you agree? You look a little lost.
No, that's
is it because I had a good answer?
Yeah, that was a really good answer.
I know. I'm smart, guys. Even though I put the other day, like, everybody thought, because I'm a Legally Blonde fan, guys. Like, I'm a fan. Like, one day I'm gonna be a lawyer. So I'm such a fan, and I always used to think, like, if you knew me as a child growing up, I was very ditzy, and people thought as me as a very ditzy, right? Ditzy or ditzy?
It is ditzy, but I don't think you were ever ditzy.
No, yeah, people used to tell me that. They used to literally tell me that.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they're like, you're so ditzy. And I'm like, and I didn't understand truly what that meant. And then as I grew up, I started asking people, so what does that mean? They're like, oh, that you're just like, kind of like, always like in your own little world. And they kind of like would make people think that I was, or they would dumb me down, or make me feel like, oh, you're just a dumb girl, like you're ditzy or whatever. And so I was like, but I'm not. I'm just a happy person to be alive. Like, sorry, that you hate your life and I don't. Like, I'm just sorry, right? Yeah. And so now I look at it, and I said, because that's why I brought Legally Blonde. She was a person like literally that was me. And people would criticize me for being like that. Like, I remember there was a time where I would wear just pink, and people were always like, or I would dress like with like platform sandals, or like very like OC in the Inland Empire. So obviously I was being looked at as like, who and where did you come from?
What's going on here?
And for a long time I was being seen like, you're not normal. But then I realized that was my superpower. Like, that was my superpower of being able to be myself. And that was my way of communicating who I was without, trying to hide or be somebody that I wasn't. But I didn't understand the power that had until now. I'm like, I can be this person and still, I'm smart. I'm like a very smart person and still be this. And, that doesn't make me dumb. Like, it's just who I am. Like, I can be two personalities, not two personalities, be two things that don't correlate with each other. And sometimes, honestly, guys, I make up my own words. Like, and it's not because I don't want to say the proper words. It's because I actually like to make new words. I just love it. And since I was a little girl, I've done it my whole life. And I think that's why I'm dyslexic. But but I'm okay with it. Well, no, I mean,
you probably do that because
I'm dyslexic? Yeah. Oh. So that's another superpower. And yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with it. But going back to everything that we talked today, communication can either make you or break you in life, and our best advice is work on your communication. That's going to solve a lot of your problems. And don't let others tell you how you should communicate, but do respect respect what they tell you, and communicate as best as possible. And if there's always that thing where, like, communication ain't working with a certain person or certain someone, then it's better to just, cut that relationship, move on. Even if it's family, guys, sometimes family can be toxic, and sometimes we must also cut those people, cut
them out.
And that doesn't mean that you'll never talk to them, but in the sense,
or not even I mean,
or be in the same room, but just
if it's really that
don't
bad,
have those type of conversations with
if
those
it's really
people.
that bad and you can,
just don't have those type of conversations with them. And that's it. Just be courteous. Hi, bye, how are you? Great. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's it. But don't have deep conversations with those people, or try to get your point across, or have, like I said, deep conversations. But thank you guys for coming to our podcast once again, and for all the communicating, for being here, listening, and present. And thank you for all the love and support. And thank you. Till next time, guys.
Till the next one.
Bye.
Oops.